Hello guys and welcome to another edition of Rage Against the Dice. Today's a bit of a twofer, because not only is it another product review, but it's also the start of our Lucid Eye Publications Savage Core series. I found out about this game purely by accident, purely by chance. We are doing a new game, as you'll have seen in other videos, called 7TV, which is done by Crooked Dice. So I was looking for models for that, and I came across some ape models that were particularly nice, which are these guys here, and we are going to look at them in a second. And they are by a company called Lucid Publications. So me being me, I got myself hooked up with some apes, as you do, and then I realised that they didn't have all the apes on the website, so I kind of went scouring for them, and originally I looked on eBay because I don't know, I thought they were just a Crooked Dice thing, to be honest. I thought it was another thing there. And through process of elimination, I came across the actual website for said company, in which I realised that it was a fully fledged game. So what's the next thing that we nerd guys do? We go to YouTube and we have a look. And the company are good enough to have a YouTube channel with a playthrough of the game, how to play it. So I watched that. And I was kind of hooked because I heard dinosaurs, I heard apes, I heard Neanderthals. I heard it was based in the centre of the earth with Nazi treasure hunters and all kinds of awesome stuff like that, Amazons and stuff. So I was on board straight away, to be honest. And obviously, as I said, I absolutely adore these models. So I am going to give you a bit more history on the game, and I'm going to go through the rules with you on a separate video. Also, we're going to have an interview with the guys who designed the game. I've been speaking with them, and they're up for that. And, of course, we're up for that because we want to start doing a bit more interviews on this channel. I also want to speak to a couple of other companies, small independent companies, about coming on and, you know, plugging their product and telling us a little. I've kind of got, like, a sheet of things I want to ask every independent gamer, because you have to really love this industry to be an independent in it. If you work for Games Workshop or Warlord or Fantasy Flight, that's one thing. But to go, no, I'm going to take this very niche market because I've got an idea that I think is very good and I'm going to run with it. You have to really love the product that you're making because you're not doing it for the money. So I want to speak to these guys and get to know them a bit more. But anyway, back to this game. What we're going to look at today is we are going to look at their simian models. I'm going to show you some straight out of one of these baggies, boosh, which is where these have come from. I'm then going to show you some ones that I've already painted. So yeah, the models, for an independent company, the detailing on them is exquisite. They're small, but I would say they're more sort of actual simian size. So in a 28mm scale game, which obviously this is what this is, they are very much simian-sized, or sort of real ape-sized, as opposed to your Planet of the Apes larger apes that you'd see in sort of the original movies. So they're not man-sized. If you put them next to a 28mm, like one of the Third Reich models, for instance, or whatever, you know, there is a comparative size difference, as there should be. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you each of the ones I've got here in front of me. So I have 5, which is 4 basic ones, and then the character, and this is the character, boom, and there you can see at the bottom, Lucid, for Lucid Eye Publications, and they come on these little spruy bits, which are fantastic, because they also come with slotter bases, which look like this. So, unless you're annoying like me, you can stick that on there, and it covers up the large majority of the hole, and that's perfect. Unless, like I said, you're a pain in the butt like me. And then what you have to do is you have to cut them off, those little tabards, so that you can stick them on the scenic bases you've made. Because I'm using them for other games as well, I want them to have a bit more height and depth to them. So I've made my own bases. And it's just a normal 25mm base, I believe it is, with a bit of slate on, and then some sand. And then on here, a few little bits of twigs and stuff, which came from the Ent set from Middle-earth Strategy Battle Game. So I have to actually cut these off and then stick them on here. It's not a big problem. So, as I said, this is one of the character models. And he's from the Ice Age set. you can find them on the normal page. And if you want to look at Lucid Eye Publications website, which you do, obviously, it's in the link below. There's a few little bits of flash, but as someone who's been collecting metal models, specifically originally Games Workshop and then moved on to many, many other things, has been collecting them since 1993. I can say for an independent company, these are exquisite. The detailing on them is fantastic. There's very little in the way of mold lines, and that's a big thing for me because every model feels very character-esque because there's only a few. It's good when they don't have a lot of mold lines and things like that. So he goes on that base, for instance, and then you get two little sets in the normal, because the Simian sets, there's two separate ones, and I've had two of one set and one of another. And in those sets, sorry, the flash, it distracts me. It really shouldn't, but it does. You get two models armed with either bone or like a tree trunk or a bit of stick, and then you get two armed with these cool little spears. And these are the detail on them. It's hard to pick up on the camera just because they're very, very small. But look at that fur. It's beautiful. I'm just going to pop them down somewhere. There you go again. You can see very little in the way of mold lines. On the other set, all I really had to do was file like the legs down after I'd cut these little basey bits off. But if you keep these little basey bits on, there's a few little tags you would need to cut off. But for the most part, they're pretty much ready to go. I didn't need to give them a wash or anything like that, so they haven't got any release agent or anything on them. So for anyone who was worried about that, there isn't an issue. You can just basically pick up, clean off the few little bits, spray them straight away and get them painted. So yeah, these are the ones that I've got ready to build. They're the scenic bases that they're going to go on. Now what we're going to do is we're going to have a look at the ones I've already painted, which is a set of each of the Simians. So Simians 1 and Simians 2, which is 8 Simians in total. And then the Simian boss, who pretty much looks like Caesar from War of the Planet of the Apes. I've painted him minus the face paint, but if I'd added the face paint, it would have been pretty much spot on. And they're gorgeous models. I hope I've done them justice with my painting, and we'll have a look now. So this is my desk, where I do a lot of my painting, or at least one part of it. This is kind of the dump shed, as it were. You can see there's just models everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the painted ones. Now this is the leader to start with, and there you can see how I've put him on that rock. Get a little light on him. There you've got him. And the detail on them is very, very nice. He has got like a lot of silvery white highlights because I want him to look older, which the camera isn't really picking up to sort of the standard that I would like. And then I just used a bit of burnt grass on the bases. But yeah, there are photos of him up on my Instagram, and once they're all finished, I will do another video showing them off, and maybe even a tutorial on how I painted them. Spoilers, it's not with black. They look black, but they weren't actually black. They are painted with dryad brown, or dryad bark, this one, and then they've just got black washes on them, so they look black under this camera, but in actual fact they're more of a brown colour with grey highlights. But yeah, unfortunately I can't get them. As I keep saying in other videos, my desk is perfect for painting, or relatively perfect for painting, but for showing off models afterwards, it's not ideal. And I am going to invest in a better light setup eventually, but for now, I'm happy enough as is, because I don't do a lot of showing off painted models like this. I usually use that for our Instagram. But they were very, very simply painted. As I said, I hope I have done them justice. But they're just basic dry brushes and highlights. So that's what they look like painted before, so what they look like unpainted. Just as a comparison, I've got the exact same model. You can turn that into that very, very simply. But yes, this is a game I'm really, really passionate about. I'm going to be painting up the Cro-Magnums next, once the apes are finished. and then we're going to go through the rules. We're going to, as I said, hopefully get an interview with the guys who made the game, and also on top of that we're going to do some how to plays and some step-by-step kind of walkthroughs, because the one on their channel is really, really good. I will put the link in the description below because you guys need to go check it out. It's really, really good, as I said. But I'm going to cover it in sort of a phase by phase, maybe over a couple of videos, kind of in more detail, kind of go through of the rules. There are a number of other guys out there also doing videos for this game, Savage Core. So get to YouTube, type in Lucid Eye Publications, and then or Savage Core, or both, and watch what other people are doing, because their content is really, really good. Obviously, still, like, subscribe to our content. But this is just a simple video at the minute. As I said, this is about the third time I've recorded this video, if I'm honest. And you guys know, if you watch my videos, if I'm passionate about something, I talk about how passionate I am about it, and it comes across in my voice, and I'm energetic and enthusiastic. But the first two versions of this video, it bordered on them paying me to say things, which they haven't, because I was so excited about these products, and I basically waffled on for so long about how good they were that I scrapped the videos. I really like the models. I'm really interested in the rule set. I've not read the rule book yet, because it hasn't arrived yet, but I have watched other people's videos on it, and obviously I've seen the one directly from them, so I've got a grasp of the rules, and I love the ideas of, you know, random events where dinosaurs stomp across the board and attack everything in their path, and I like the system, the way they explain it, and I'm definitely intrigued in learning more. And obviously, as I said, I'm using these games for 7TV as well, and I can't imagine they're not going to pop up in other random skirmish games we play, because they're such nice models. But yeah, without gushing over how great they are, I can't really say anymore at this stage. So, as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Feel very, very free to check out their website, which is in the description below, as well as their YouTube channel, which is in the description below as well. If you don't already, and you're not subscribed to us, subscribe and then hit that bell for notifications. And as always, guys, pray to the dice gods and hope they smile upon you. And keep a lookout for our Instagram, where we're going to put some more photos of these apes up once they're all finished, in much better lighting and using, you know, the better camera. But thank you very much for taking the time to watch this, guys, and see you next time, where we're going to be looking at the Cro-Magnums.